thought I was ready. I thought I was ready. ZA. It's in the game. Let me see. Okay. That's working. Okay. Okay, so I need to first... Oh. Did I buy the thing? I can't remember. If I bought... Not treasures, other items... Okay, I did buy the fossils necessary. Cool. I need to buy some Pokeballs. And it's time for Dratini hunting! I gotta buy so many Ultra Balls. Probably not that many. That's kind of crazy. I think 100's reasonable, right? 100's reasonable. Go 10 Premier Balls. Okay. And I believe the best way to hunt Dratini... I think... it spawns... let me pull up my map. So I think it spawns somewhere around area 10. I don't know if it's only I don't think it's a daytime spawn only. I think I've seen Dratini in the nighttime. If I can friggity frickin' find it. Oh, look at that Alpha Slowpoke. That's my next hunt, I think. It does spawn near here. It does spawn near here, because there's 10. And this is where it spawns, like up here. So I need to be like over here, and I'll figure out how to get up there. But first, shh, my children. Okay, well, you did this to yourself, little buddy. I'm very sorry. Now stay in the Pokeball, please. Thank you. Alright, cool. Okay. I need to figure out how to get up there. Oh, hold on. I haven't done this yet. That's fine. I want it to be daytime anyway. Oh, it's because I couldn't because of the Rotom thing. Oh. There we go. Climb this. I can actually hear Dratini spawn over here. Oh! I don't want to talk about it. This way. Grab that. Ooh, a Thunderstorm. That's cool. Okay. So I think I can make that jump. Oh, no, there's a bridge right there. Duh. Okay, so up this way. Dratini spawns over there. There's Bumblebees. Let me look. It's over there. That's about 90 meters from over here. I saw a video and I'm trying to figure out where they exactly they were. Hang on. There's some Badoos. A little Scraggy over there. Okay. It is not alpha. Or it is alpha, but not shiny. So we go, from my understanding, I think it spawned too close. Because that should spawn a new one. Okay, no, it did. It did work. So that's 1 and 2. I don't think that one despawned. Okay. I think this one spawns me a new one. I can't remember if it spawns a new one if you go to daytime. I'm gonna count it as a no. Unless this one spawns shiny, in which case, yeah, no. I'm the fucking goat. Go to this corner. Climb back up. That's a new Dratini. I should probably... I can't remember if it messes it up if you like try to catch one. Or if you try to catch it. Okay. I clearly am not walking far enough for it to despawn. Ooh, I almost fell and would have had to redo all of the things I just did. Okay, 80 meters should be far enough. 80 meters is far enough. New spawn. I think I got it to spawn too early. That sucks. Yeah, it's too close to the edge, damn it! Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do to try and catch this bitch. Oh, I guess I can save, can't I? And it'll still be shiny when I reload. That one's not shiny. That Scraggy keeps seeing me. It's a tiny one. You know, this is my second shiny hunt ever that I've ever tried to actually like commit to doing. My first one, I tried to hunt for a shiny Suicune in Crystal. Is my counter working? Okay, it is. I tried to hunt it in Crystal, but not original Crystal, in the 3DS remake Crystal. I don't have a shiny charm, so I'm doing this full odds of this game, I guess. I really hope this is working, because if not, I might be a little upset. It is working, because that's an alpha. Alright. I really hope when this thing shines I'll be able to catch it. So I still haven't caught a Dratini. I've tried like 4 or 5 different times to catch one. And I still haven't been able to catch one because they break out of the ball and then they don't. And I have max catching power too. That's the crazy thing. Oh, shit! Well, at least we know it'll respawn. How many times am I gonna... I wonder how many times I'm gonna fucking fall down doing this hunt. I'm also gonna get rid of this, I'm gonna get rid of this guy so I don't have to worry about being ambushed. Okay. Anyways, back to the hunt. Ooh, almost fell again. Nope. It's the Dragon Knight, or the Dragon Knight. The Dratini spawning so close to the edge, so it makes it really hard for me to do the thing that the video said. Because the video was like, go down there and walk around the bush, and it would despawn it, but that has not been working. I haven't been achieving the right increments, apparently, because it did not despawn several times when I walked around that bush. Maybe I have to, like, not look at it anymore. Maybe that's the problem. Alex! Hey, buddy. Thanks for the follow. Oh, thanks for the sub! Holy shit! I completely forgot what my noises were. Pog champ. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. What are you up to today? I don't know if you're here or not. Well, I hope you had a good day. I'm here. Oh, great. Did you have a good day today, buddy? I don't have. Fuck! God damn it! No! Okay. I had a pretty good day, I'll say. I started work while I was at work, funnily enough, just because workload has been like pretty light for me. I started working on some JavaScript stuff for some mechanics, and just basically doing some math for my custom system for D&D. The D&D story that I'm writing for the Golden Sun D&D thing. I might have talked to you about it. It's not shiny. So I started some work on that. That felt really nice. I also brought my extra keyboard, my mechanical one, to the office. Oh, it did wonders for my brain, let me tell you. So basically, well, I guess I can't get into detail. Typically, when I start to explain this, I'm normally like, well, without getting into too much detail, but since, you know, I've got all the time in the world to talk about this. So, if you've never played Golden Sun, I highly recommend it. It's an older game. It's, you know, GBA game. But I highly recommend it. It's a very fun JRPG series. But basically, it's about the elements, and there are people that are called adepts, and they are, you know, exactly that. They're adept at controlling said elements, so they're born with the innate ability to control, at some degree. I'm going to stop falling off of this one day. You see that? That was clever, wasn't it? I got that shit right back up. I was ready that time. But basically they are, you know, they have a psychic ability that they're born with to control like one of the four elements. So earth, wind, fire, air. It's an alpha, but not a shiny. And in that, I don't know if I despawned that. Okay, I did. In that, they, you know, as their powers grow, as they grow in level and stuff like that, they get to control, like, stronger versions of the Synergy and stuff of that nature. It's called Synergy, by the way. So it's like a psychic link, with the elements themselves. So in D&D terms, that's not really something that can be done effectively, because, they use a spell slot system. Like at least 5th Ed does. It uses a spell slot system, and that doesn't really fit with the concept of the same concept as Synergy does for Golden Sun. Like I could probably try and map it on and try and make it work, but it would be harder for me to make it work that way than it would be for me to just develop a system that is similar to Golden Sun. Yes. Uh, uh, yes to both of your questions. It's more like Avatar: The Last Airbender is than uh, well, it is similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like everyone still uses weapons, everything like that, and there is a class system that exists, which was the main contention that I had with building a new mechanic system, uh, because in D&D your class system is very finite. It exists, and as you level up, that finite thing that you've chosen. So if you're like a your way of the open hand monk, right? That chooses how you kind of operate throughout combat and like the things that you get over through levels and everything of that nature. In Golden Sun, however, your class system is very dynamic. And it's more akin to it's more dynamic, and it's not akin to any system that I've ever really experienced other than Golden Sun. So basically, your class is configured by your by like who you are as a character, right? Because it's not one that you can really insert yourself into, because everyone has it's a JRPG, so everyone is their own character, so to speak, with their own story that's already pre-written. But all of those characters have access to certain classes based off their elemental configuration. So if I've got a Venus, which is akin to Earth, if I got a Venus Adept, they typically do Earth spells, and if they are a melee fighter, they go through the stereotypical class range of like Squire to Lord. I think it's called the Lord class or the Gallant class. And basically, they get a little bit tankier. They get, they're more of the all-arounder style of class. And then if you have a Fire melee adept, they typically are. Dratini is staring right at me. They typically are more of the tankier class build with less power, with less synergy points. They don't cast as much, but they do like get in the face and hold up space and everything of that nature. But if I were to say I wanted to sprinkle in a little bit of Jupiter into one of those classes, it would change that class to be something entirely different, and their stats and their synergy that they're able to cast and their synergy points, all that stuff would change. So in D&D, and the other important part about it is that like whenever you can use these resources that like change your alchemic is what it's the easiest way to say it, but it's your elemental makeup. You can use those resources in battle to perform elemental stuff. They're called Jin, by the way, or Jinny. So say I have a Jupiter Jin, it's called Gust, and he says whenever I use him or I unleash him, I get to do like 2 swift attacks back to back, right? So, and they both do extra wind damage, okay? So I use that Jin, I'm a Venus Adept, and I bam bam, do my thing or whatever. But now, damn, that's a Dragonair. But now what's happening is that like now my Venus configuration is much greater than my Jupiter configuration, right? So say I have no more Jupiter Jin left and I only have Venus Jin, or I don't have any more Jin left. So I'm no longer is that a shiny? I'm hallucinating, right? No, it would have done the thing. It would have done the thing. I'm stupid. My colors get fucked up sometimes. I'm always like, I was about to freak out. But anyway, where was I? No, it's still purple. Oh, it's a Dratini. That's what I'm hunting a shiny Dratini. So like, it should look pink, and if I get it correctly, it'll flash on the screen. But I'm just resetting to see if I can spawn one. Okay. It's the fucking time frame. If it wasn't such a weird time frame, then I'd be able to see the colors more effectively. But where was I at? It's not shiny. I always have to like double check. But yeah, so when it comes to it's an alpha. If I get shiny alpha, I'll fucking cry on camera. No, so as you're through combat, it's more of a dynamic setting because you want to strategize. The way the game kind of functions is you want to strategize around your Jin leaving and coming back, like being connected to you and not being connected to you through stages and turns of combat, to dramatically change the types of damage that you can take, the type of damage you're resistant to, your stats in general, what kind of synergy you can cast, stuff of that nature. And I wanted to, and you can't do that in D&D. It's very solid, right? Like, D&D builds their structure based off of that class system, and that does not change. The things that change is like, other things change around them, around the PCs, not so much the actual classes themselves. So what I wanted to do was develop a class system that was dynamic, but still use the shell that D&D 5e provides when it comes to like stat makeup and skills, proficiency bonuses, stuff of that nature. Because coming up with an entirely new class system that is, or not class system, but a game system that is from scratch is painful because you have to balance all of it. And I'd rather just use a shell of stuff that I'm not that good at thinking about. So yes. So what I've done, and because it gets a little complicated. It gets a little complicated if you don't have like tools and stuff to keep track of it, but also if you don't, if I took it at face value, like exactly how the game does it. So I kind of broke it down into like two different categories. So it's the same thing as like elemental makeup, and then to make sure that nobody feels like they don't, to make sure that people still feel like they can still be the class from D&D and they still have some level of resonance, I broke classes up, generic D&D classes up into three categories of martial combat roles, skilled combat roles, and mystic combat roles. Basically, it's your fighters, your barbarians, your paladins, or your martial roles. That's not, dude. I know what it looks like when I get a shiny. I just keep psyching myself out. But your skilled role is kind of your ranger, your monks, your kind of speedy, technical styles of roles that have a lot of flexibility. And then your mystic roles are your generic caster roles, your generic caster classes and stuff of that nature. So like based off of your combat role and all that stuff. I don't have a group yet. But I want to build the tools out all the way and test them before I like develop a group. Because the goal is to my first major goal is to have the tools functioning in like Google Sheets and stuff. Because that's what I'm currently trying to do, is just build them through Google Sheets and use an app script to test my JavaScript stuff to get the math correct and the functionality. That way, I'm going to use a tool called Foundry VTT, which is a virtual tabletop, to basically customize the D&D 5th ed system to modify it and add on to my system, so that players don't have to like learn the system in the way that I know how it works. Instead, they'll have a very comfortable UI and character sheet that they can use. So that they don't have to like stress out about it, Yeah, that's another benefit, is that like, it's something that I can find that's super fun that will also help me in like automation. Ooh, I almost fell. Automation as far as like, thinking about like how projects need to go from, point A to point B over time. So it's been super fun planning it all out and like starting to get work on it, starting to work on the actual coding part of it now, but it's definitely somewhat of a headache, because like, I won't even lie to you, as someone who is lower skilled when it comes to scripting, I stared at my screen. I wrote a couple of stuff out, I asked ChatGPT why the fuck something wasn't working, and I stared at it for a little bit, and I was like, I can read all this stuff. It makes sense or whatever. And I'm like, okay, now I got to get to the next step. And I stared at it for like 40 straight minutes, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to get this shit done. I was like, no way. Not necessarily like I won't be able to get it done at all, just like not today. It was like, no, I think I've made enough progress today. Because I at least got the sheet calculating stuff correctly on some of the numbers. I just need to add some other custom rules and like make space for like some of the other stuff I want to add. Exactly. Exactly. And thankfully I have a pretty good test group. Because Brandon has played a lot of D&D. My friend Nick has played a lot of D&D. My friend Tyler has even wrote his own like addendums and stuff to systems as well. Not as involved as I have, because more or less he's just added like races and classes and like some extra rules to add on to D&D. He's never like removed the magic system before. Hey Skins, hey Soapbox, how you doing, bro? How you doing? Have you beat Digimon yet? Yeah, it's been super fun. It's been super fun working on that project for sure, and I'm glad. I'm getting a lot of de-stress from actual work. Like I'm de-stressing and separating myself a lot from work just because of like some things that have happened. I'm kind of waiting on. I have like a bunch of tea that I was supposed to tell everyone last week, and I completely forgot. But I wanna wait till Fishes gets in here and to talk about it so I can complain. Man, 105 resets is crazy. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I should have done the calculations before I started this, what number I should be expecting, because I don't remember what the odds is for a shiny. But yeah, I was supposed to tell my typical rating crew what the T was. I did deep dive back into Pokemon came out. Listen, this is my first hunt in this game. It's my second hunt ever. But I don't blame you on the Digimon stuff. This game came out, and I was like, yeah, I had every intention of playing this game and Digimon at the same time. And then, like, every time I was like, okay, it's the day to boot up Digimon. I was like, but listen, I could get to rank A right now on Pokemon Legends CA. I've had so much fun playing this game. I was like, you know what, Digimon can wait. And then also hearing that, like, how many hours I have to put in, I was like, yeah, no, I gotta. Yeah. I don't have a charm, so 1 out of 1,000 with the charm. 1 in 4,000. Okay, 1 in 4,000 is not bad. I can handle that. I think I'm technically. No, I'm not actually. Never mind. I was about to say. I think I might actually be hunting 2 mons at the same time technically, but I don't think the Scrafty ever despawns over here. Otherwise, I would be. Oh, but I did get my first shiny in this game. My first shiny in this game was a... Oh. I don't want to talk about it. This is my first shiny in the game. This is a Trubbish. It's very cute. It's Taylor Swift. Because her music's trash. So if you see that little shiny marker, Titan, if you see that little shiny marker, that's what I'm looking for. And I always psych myself out with the colors. But I was talking to my friend Cordell. He was like, I think everyone's gotten a shiny Trubbish just because of like how many mons spawn and stuff. That's like 7 Dragonair so far. Oh, now that I think about it, the charm is at 50, right? I'm like kind of close. I'm kind of close, but not terribly close. I really need to finish this, and I do need to like, I need to trade with some people, but chilling on bent, dude, I didn't even realize you could do that. That you get points for that. I do need to trade with some people. My friend Cordell just got online, so I might beseech him so I can finish the Pokedex actually. But I don't have Dratini in my Pokedex at all. Every time I try to catch one, I throw 2 Pokeballs and it escapes every time. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. 15-minute spawns on shinies. Like, listen, I get it. Pokemon Company's giving the people what they want, but at the same time, it doesn't make it not worth it by no stretch of the imagination. Man, it makes me want to get the shiny charm, but like, Let's see. I'd really have to get. I'd finish the Pokedex to get the shiny charm right. So I don't have Yveltal or I don't have these two, Yveltal and Xerneas. I don't know where Zygarde is. I have the fossil for this. I have the fossil for this. That's a trade Evo. I could go catch the alpha one of that. I don't have any of these. This one doesn't want to be caught. That's a trade Evo. I don't have nearly enough EVs. These are trade Evos. Trade Evo, trade Evo. Yeah, so most of my stuff is trade Evos. And I just don't feel like, you know, I don't even know if I have the items or whatever, but I need to, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing this Saturday. I have to do a little bit of work this Saturday actually on the system, but I'm gonna see if my buddy. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, if it's shiny, I save. That's right, because I can reset and it'll still be shiny. Yeah. I was thinking about that. I have to make sure that I remind myself of that so that I don't, like, you know, make a beeline for it because it's shiny. Because I will forget and will attempt to catch it anyway. That's another thing that I'm super happy that they included in this game, because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than losing a fucking shiny because it just didn't want to be caught in these games. Like, I'm very glad that they had the foresight in both those Legend games, because, like, in Arceus, you could basically reattempt the day. You could save it and you could reattempt, well, not the day, but you could reattempt going back there. But in this game, I'm glad you could, like, save it, try and catch the thing, it runs away, reset, and it doesn't just, like, hee hee ha ha autosave, you know. Speaking of which, autosave is always on, right? Is that right? Yeah, autosave I think is just always on. Yeah, turn that off. I didn't even realize I was on normal text speed. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would just need to know when the autosave events kind of trigger. I mean, I don't necessarily, as long as I save and reset quick enough. It would be real troll if they, like, autosaved every time a Pokemon, like, came, like every time I almost fell. Every time, like, a Pokemon, like, despawned or whatever, like, ran away from you. Oh my god, I'd tilt. I'd tilt on the face of the earth if I found a shiny and it was just like, nope, you didn't catch it. Sorry about your luck. Oh, Benchurador. Okay, that's not that bad then. And probably, maybe, like, battles. Does it do battles too? Like actual trainer battles, not Pokemon battles. Well, I guess maybe it probably doesn't. Damn, that's a big Dratini or Dragonair. I low-key want that Dragonair, but I want it shiny. Yeah, trainers too. Okay. But yeah, I still have to do some of, I still have to do a lot of the post-game stuff, but and obviously I need to get the, it's season 2 now, so it's easier to get the Greninja-ite and the Delphoxite, so that's one of the things I want to do. I know, like, yeah, that's one of the things I need to do too, so I can have the fucking Mega Stones. How is ranked on this game? I haven't played it yet. I've seen a couple of clips of people, like, on TikTok doing, like, super, like, funny and damn, it got bigger. I just feel like that one's, like, infinitely bigger than the other one. Despawn, please. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I seen some clips, but I don't know actually how how fun it actually is. All right, Dratini. I'm gonna need you to get that pink glow. I need it ridiculously under odds. That's what I need right now. It is? Okay, it's not hard to get a rain, but everyone spams Garchomp and Xerneas. Oh, okay. I mean, listen, when you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Garchomp is, you know, unmatched. You know what? I'm tempted. Well, is it 3? Do you bring 3 Pokemon in there, or do you only bring 1? You bring 3, right? Because listen, I will pull up with Tyrantrum, Shiny Garbodor, and fucking Scrafty and just chill because I like those mons. I need a Slowking. That's what I really need. Like not a Galarian one. The Galarian one's good, but he's not shiny. Yeah, I gotta try that shit. I'm very excited. I probably, you know, let's see. It's been 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes, so I may or may not get this shiny Dratini to spawn. But if I get this shiny Dratini to spawn, you best believe that's where I'm headed to next. Obviously I'll level it up because I need that Dragonite. But why is it like barely spawned? But I did hear that like Glaceon was taking over like season 1 and stuff of that nature. Like it was like a sleeper pick, and everything of that nature. Which it's weird feeling like there's like an actual meta to this game, the way that it's constructed. You know what I'm saying? Because like in a perfectly turn-based world, meta makes perfect sense because you know. You are restricted heavily by like speed, like your speed stat and your, you know, all your stats are hardcore restrictions on things. But like I think in like a more of a ATB's style, it feels weird to think that like a meta exists because it feels like, you know, realistically, obviously there's a balance of like other stats and everything of that nature, but like realistically, whoever hits the hardest and the fastest kind of wins the game type of deal. And in that way, it's like, I guess there's a meta, but it doesn't feel like it's like a counterplay to counterplay to counterplay style of meta. It feels like it's just like, you know, you just get the tankiest motherfucker or the quickest, hardest hitting motherfucker and you just spam it, you know? Ooh. My accuracy is off today. So is my stopping. 162. But I gotta get back on that Digimon grind. I've been missing it, even with this game being as fun as it is. One of my other friends had beaten it, and he's like doing a challenge run right now, and I'm like, damn, I really neglected all my Digimon, right? so I could play Pokemon for a long time, honestly. So I gotta get back on that because there's just so many games I need to play because I've got. The Dragon Quest games came out a couple of weeks ago too, and I haven't even bought those, and I feel like a terrible fan. I feel like a terrible fan for not buying those. I'm gonna get them eventually, because I want to play them, but, you know, Christmas is coming up, and I've got family members that have been asking me for gifts and whatnot, and I'm like, you know, I need a new mic, I need them Dragon Quest games, you know. I got things this year. Normally I don't. Wait, what rank are you right now on the ladder? I know you said you were playing some ranked. I don't know if you said that you played ranked in season 2 yet, but because didn't season 2 just start? I can't remember actually. Probably started last week. I'm just off by a week. Oh. None of that. I really should like Man, I need a list. I should have made a list of, like, when I was looking at the Pokedex of mons I still need to do, so I can mark those off. I'll do it later. So I hate going through my Pokedex to like find out if I have them or not. I'm getting notifications on my phone for why. Nothing useful. Okay, just making sure. Can't be missing emergencies. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. I'm busy right now. I'm sorry, puppy. Don't harass my elbow. Dang. Okay. Well, have fun at work, buddy. Be safe. Appreciate you dropping in. It's always, always appreciated. Love seeing you around. Oh, none of that. Dang. I was gonna do something else too, and I can't remember. Dude, there's so much stuff. Lists just don't work. I have such a problem with my ADHD and like thinking about stuff and like, oh, I need to do that. It's not shiny. I need to do that. Let me make sure to put that in my memory bank, and then my memory bank just fails me. But then when I put something on a list, you know, I put something on a list and I'm like, man, I know I wrote something down somewhere, but I don't know where the list is. I have such a problem with doing that stuff. It's just awful. Or I'll write it down and be like, I will 100% remember that this is, due by this specific time, and then I just don't. Nope. Nope. So why must my brain fail me? Bum, ba, da, bum, bum. Ba, da, 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 ba, da, bum, ba, da, bum. Give me my shiny Dratini, please. I need to like... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask Cordell to see if he can arrange this shit, because this is fire. But not this version, the nighttime version. The nighttime version's the fucking goat. I'm also super duper excited for that Has Been Hotel has started making content again. Like season 2's coming out. I have to wait, unfortunately, until it all comes out so I can binge it. But I've been seeing clips. That shit fire. I won't lie to you. Thoroughly enjoying the things I'm seeing when it comes to Has Been Hotel. I won't lie. Will not lie at all. None of that. What's good with it? Oh, sorry, I scared him. Ba-da-da, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-bum, bum. Wow-dum. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. I almost didn't add to the counter. Can I have a shiny Dratini? You know what would be really, really bad? Getting a shiny Dratini, like when the sun's getting low or whatever, like right before the day's about to change over. Yeah, I'd shoot myself. I can't say that. I'd get very, very upset. I'd be so upset. I am despawning those Bellsprout over there, so I might... Like, I think when I walk over here, I think they despawn. Maybe if I'm not looking at them. No, never mind. I lied. I thought that was the case, but I was very wrong. You aren't pink, right? No, you're not pink. Also, you're a tattle. No, don't tell it me. Not the TOS. Also, I absolutely love. Oh, I want you to be shiny. I want you to be shiny so bad. I love what they did with Mega Dragonite, shiny Mega Dragonite, because I think that regular Dragonite, it's kind of ugly. I won't lie to you. The green, not vibing with it. Mega Dragonite being that shade of blue. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. It's like he was made for it or something. Boom, 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 boom. Da da ba ba da da bum bum. Yay, my favorite. Dragonair. Yeah, if Dratini spawned right now, like the shiny Dratini spawned right now, I'd be so upset. Because I wouldn't have enough time to get to the Dratini. I wouldn't have enough time to get to the Dratini before the day changed and force a respawn. So I'm fairly certain it respawns a new one. Between day-night cycle. I think this is day number 3. Or night number 3. Listen, whoever's roof I'm like stomping on as I'm walking back and forth. Ah, don't fall! Oh my. It's like fall number 4 or 5. Taylor Swift, go get him. Thank you. Taylor Swift, go get him. Thank you. Alright. Back to the resets. Can it turn to... I'm trying to get it to turn to nighttime so I don't have to worry about potentially spawning a shiny, because now I'm paranoid. I heard the shiny noise from Taylor Swift and my heart literally sank to the pit of my fucking tummy, because I was in the process of explaining how much I did not want to spawn the Dratini because I was worried about the day-night cycle changing. Oh my god. Oh. You could do this, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift might not be able to do this. Oh, there's day-night cycle. Get him, Taylor Swift. Take down his bitch ass. Mink. Taylor Swift? Okay, well. You didn't defeat your opponent, but you sure as heck did make him jump off the building, so... That's gotta count for something. Oh, we're still being attacked. How are we still being attacked right now? Oh, he's poisoned too. That's how we're still being attacked. He's poisoned. Oh, because as long as he's taking damage, he's... Yeah, as long as he's taking damage, he's still gonna... So he's just gonna die soon. We're just gonna wait for him to die. High five, Taylor Swift. Hi. Oh, she's not about it. She doesn't do high fives. No, come here. Where are you going? Okay, she doesn't want a picture. Alright, come back. Shiny. Okay. That'd been really cool. Off the back of that wondrous defeat. Just the immediate shiny. Yeah, this solo, I'm gonna need that on paper, on some sheet music. I want to learn it. I'll pick up tenor. Listen, okay. So I'm an alto sax player, okay? So the sax that you're hearing right now, that's under my loud ass voice, okay? That's a tenor sax. You can tell by how, deep it sounds. Like its timbre is deeper than an alto sax, If you listen to a lot of saxes, then you'll easily be able to tell the difference, or a lot of jazz. Tenors are the most notorious saxophone, but I don't like playing them that often. I'm an alto / bari / soprano player, if anything. However, to play this solo, just because of how cool it is, I would 100% play tenor. I would say learn to play tenor. I would learn to play tenor that good. Let's put it that way. Because I can play tenor, but I just don't like to. I played tenor for a whole school year because I had to, and I just wasn't vibing. Me and him weren't getting along. My dad, however, he loves tenor. He prefers tenor over alto every day, all day, every day. And I'm like, you're crazy. You are crazy, Dad. Ba-da-da-da-ba-dum-bum-ba-da-dum. 229. Ooh, almost fell. Man, I should have keybinded the thing to a different keybind that's like a little bit better for me to reach. It's like on the other side of my keyboard because my monitor that I'm using to play the game is different than the monitor that I'm not playing it through my computer, I'm recording it through my computer, obviously. So like the monitor that I'm using isn't on my desk, it's right next to my desk on my dresser, so it's like I'm turned to the side, and when I have to up the counter, I have to turn back to turn to my right 90 degrees and then turn back around. That's what makes me end up almost falling off the building here. But it's just some setup issues. You can get a couple of. I honestly should get some shelves and fix it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Wow, what a meme! What a blast from the past! I can't believe I just instinctively said that. I am dating myself. I also need to get this DLC, because that DLC looked kind of good. I won't lie to you. I don't even know how it's going to work having Pokemon above level 100. It's such a wild change up from, the years and years that I've been playing this game. $244. We're making some progress. We're making a little dent on these resets. Dawn is approaching. Not gonna respawn it. Alpha Pansage. Wait, who the fuck saw me? Oh. Roll out. Take down, Mink. Roll out, Mink. Brutal swing, Mink. Take down. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass, Mink. Yeah. Alright. Should probably change her moveset so she has a little bit. I see. I see. I see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lamau. Oh, I guess there is a poison jab too. Yeah, but that's just gonna like Oko people. Can it turn daytime, please? Oh, look, a Mawile. I didn't know you guys spawned over there. That's cool. Bum ba ba dum bum ba da dum ba da 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 bum ba da da. Ooh, my back. Daytime, please. I could have gotten like 4 or 5 more resets minimum. Where's that? I can go. Oops. Don't need that anymore. There we go. Fix that. There we go. 246 resets. Alright. Early in the morning, starting off with the grind. I almost fell again, but $250, that's big $250 right there. I was an alpha 250. I don't know if the original alpha despawned or not, but my dog is upset with me. Climb back up, please. Thank you. That's what I get for pressing the Y button. Up, up, down, down, left, left. I forgot I can't do that. You can't use the D-pad to do the Konami code. They'll do actions in the game. Up, up, down, down, left, right. B, A. That's not B. B, A. Start, select. Tilt. Okay. I was hoping it would work. I know this isn't a Konami game, but it could have worked. Ah! Ah! Okay. God, listen. I'm tired of falling. I'm tired of it. You hear me? I'm just so inaccurate. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. That plus. Where are we at? 250, 260, 263? I am the most impatient shiny hunter on the planet. Holy cow. True shiny hunters would yawn at this reset count. But not me. I'm a big old whiny baby. Please stop missing. Matter of fact, hang on. This might help. Yeah, that'll help. I don't know. That spawned like really early. Also, what a dramatic change in lighting. That was such a quick change. I never realized how quickly it changes that brightness. Maybe it's just trying to communicate that it's a sunny day and not a normal day. Come on. Shine for me when you're not strong. I won't subject you guys to that. I apologize for the vocals. Y'all ain't ready for it. Not for real, for real. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. I thought that was an alpha scraff there. I was like, dang. Nah, he just has that big old head. Ba, 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 de la ba, ba la la ba, ba dum ba, boo de la da 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 da, ba 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 da dum. Ba 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 da da da. None of that, unfortunately. Da ba da ba ba da ba. I'm scared to spawn this shiny Dratini though. I'm scared I'm not gonna be able to catch it. I know I technically have infinite tries, but I've also had like 5 individual tries of trying to catch a Dratini normally, and none of them have been successful. Okay, buddy, have a good dinner. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for subbing as well. Oh, I almost fell. That's what I get for not looking at the screen. See you later. Have a good day. Ba, 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 da, 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 ba, 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 ba. Wish me luck on this shiny hunt. I'd rather not do this all day. All night, rather. Ba, da, 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 ba, da, ba. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, got it. We're good. Da, 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 da. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-ba-da. 294. 295. 296. Axel, why isn't the Dratini shiny, bro? What have you done to my game? It's your fault. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't look like that. My silly dog. 298. 299. 300 is an alpha. Think so. 250 was an alpha too. Was 150 an alpha? Am I getting an alpha every 50 resets? Question mark. Maybe I'll pay attention at 350 and see. I almost fell again. That's an alpha. No shiny. Oh. Don't play with one hand, kids. Might lead to your fall. I just needed juice in my veins. I don't know if I hit the button. I'm gonna assume I didn't hit the button. Wait, who's making noise at me right now? I don't. No, it did despawn. Okay, cool. I forgot to check my Vyvanse bottles to see if my Vyvanse is on recall or not. Yep, forgot to do that. Oh well. Ba-da-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-da-da-ba-dum-ba-dum. Patience is so hard to do, isn't it, dog? Isn't it, Axel? It's so hard to do patience. I crave shiny. I crave capture. I wonder what happens if I just go and catch it right now. Like, I know Alphamons don't run. But I want the best catch. I just want to catch one. Oh shit. That nigga's tanky. Tyrantrum, Tide Pods, what are we doing right now? Can I get a para? Oh. Can I at least have one Dratini? Okay, thank God. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, Tide Pods. Okay, so I caught a Dratini. Let's see if it'll respawn, or I have to go do something else. So it's not like chain fishing or anything like that, where you have to like not break, like you have to do a sequence of events and chain it, from my understanding. So if that's, oh, yeah, Tide Pods, you're a little big to be helping with resets. Okay, so it doesn't do generic reset stuff, which is fine. It's almost nighttime. And I can go do something else for the time being. Oh, it's the best evolution. It's over here. Oh, Avalok's over here. Taylor Swift, I'm gonna need you to come back ASAP. Go get him. That's kind of crazy that you dodged that. It was a joke. What are we doing right now? That's not what I wanted you to do. That works. Did I catch the Avalok? That'd be nice. There we go. Appreciate that, Mrs. Elliott. Appreciate that a lot. The assistance there. That's where I came from. Excuse me, Magic Carp. That should spawn me a new Dratini that I can go check for. Yeah, me too, buddy. Hey, who wants to fight? Oh. I mean, if you want to. I want the fade! Okay, I gotta figure out where I'm at. I need to make it here. And then... right? And then here. That's where it spawns. I think I do want to heal, though. I need to hydrate. Thank you, Black Nurse Joy. That one's my favorite. No, I should be able to... Well, if I knew what buttons did what, that'd be great. Oh! His Pokemon evolved. Or maybe at nighttime they're Matangs, which is kind of weird. Alright, pulling back. Let's get back to resetting. Do I have to reboot the game? Okay. Fun fact. Fun fact! Do not catch the Pokemon that is chilling there, because it will not respawn. Hee hee ha ha. I'm such a smart cookie. It's okay. I can do other things. Oh, no, wait. You know what? You know what I should do? Where's the... I need to go to the Pokemon Lab first. I need to go to Pokemon Lab, revive the 2 fossils, put one of the fossils in my party, and then level them up while I'm leveling up Garbodor. Appreciate that, blood. Appreciate that, blood. Go ahead and give me that in the Pokedex too. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and then that's level 40. Let me go ahead and give me that Hydro Pump, girl. Thank you, blood. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, and then boxes. Did I get a good nature? I don't even know. I did not. I did not get a good nature. Also, all of you are in the wrong box. Every single one of you, you're not. You're lovely. But all of you are in the wrong box. You are also lovely. Okay, so I need to... that's not what I want. I need you. All of you, unfortunately you as well, need to move over 1 box. Cool. And then you need to swap out with Pele. Oh, I forgot I can fly indoors. I can fast travel indoors. Alright, let me go over here. Do the dang thing. There's a Malamar. I think Lucario's only spawn during the day. I will not be able to do Roserade things without doing that. I have Roserade? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and X this Malamar. Ambush! Oh, there is a... He does spawn this early. That's a whole... Oh my god, that Gyarados is huge. Don't dodge my Pokeball, god damn it. Please catch. Nice. Get him. Yeah, best start of my ass, bitch. I almost got hit by that. Okay. Well, we are in trouble now. I am deeply unnerved. Get him. I'm so glad this thing isn't that fast. Wait, I got hit by something? How the fuck did I get hit by Salisbury's move? Yeah, we're gonna, Ooh! Ooh! Need this experience, buddy. That's such a good move. Ba-da-da-da-da. I did not mean to roll into that. Ooh, that's not good. No, get away from me. Oh, you're fucking dead as shit. Get him, Missy Elliott. Please get him. Please get him. Okay, cool. Alpha Squirtle, that's cool. Okay, hello. Wait, did you guys raid me and it didn't ping me? I'm so sorry. Hello. I'm so sorry. Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I'm not doing ranks yet because I caught a Dratini, but it wasn't shiny. So my respawn point broke because I forgot that that's how that works. So I'm doing a little bit of grinding so that the day will go all the way through, and then I'll go back to my grinding spot. Or not my grinding spot, but my whatchamacallit spot. Because I have a shiny Trubbish that I'd like to evolve into a shiny Garbodor, but it's almost dawn, so I'll be giving a couple of more shots. I'll probably stop at like 350 and then do some more ranked stuff. How are you, Alcade? How far did you guys get to? I don't know why my alert didn't go off. Oh, you beat Ivor? Okay, okay. I'm just gonna go to... there's no point in me wasting my stuff. So we've got all the wild areas complete. Look at all these side quests that I just have not done. God. I'm a disgrace to third best girl. Yeah. Gwen teeters, you know. She's adorable. I just healed. We're all good. Alright, I need it to be daytime. I'll take those 5 Pokeballs, sir. They were all Ultra Balls because I was just slinging them like an idiot. Guys, look at Taylor Swift. Look how cute Taylor Swift is. Not a thought in her little head. Just like the real one. Anyway. Also, I'm pretty sure this guy has Matangs at night and then Beldums in the daytime. Because I literally just saw him earlier and he had Beldums in the daytime. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. My man's freaking out about TMs. Juke. 11 streak? Oh, listen. You guys, I appreciate you guys more than you know. Oh! Oh, so you guys, okay, Fishes might remember this. I don't know if Alk would. So you remember, like, the 2 weeks ago where I was like, yeah, I'm dealing with some stuff at my job, and, like, I can't give you the tea yet because it's not done yet? I have the tea for you, and I've been waiting for you guys to join today so that I can tell you what the tea is. Are you guys ready? Did I tell you about it? I don't think I did. Are you guys ready? Okay, it's daytime. Cool. So, as you guys know, or as you guys might know, or maybe you don't know or whatever, I am a IT professional. I work as, my official job title is IT / assistant operations manager. Okay, I work for a company that I work for technically 2 separate companies or 2 different LLCs. One of them, I won't give out any names because they're not like major corporations. And I don't need to be doxxed. But no, but like one of them is a warehousing company. They own 1, 2, 3, I think 4 warehouses now that are across the eastern United States. And then the other company that I work for, they're owned by the same people, is a management company, and we currently manage like 3 hotels, 3 or 4 car washes, and like 6 or 7 pickleball kingdoms, and that's also across like eastern United States as well. Okay, and I am the IT personnel for all of those locations. Okay. My company is a family-owned business. Like, both of them are they're family-owned businesses, and you know, obviously they're not part of my family. And I've been working for them for like 5 years. Okay, and I've done pretty much everything at that company that is related to IT and not related to IT. Pretty much everything. There are some things that they won't let me do because they have control issues, because they are, you know, family-owned business, small business, stuff like that. So. Like I said, I've been working, you know, for them for like 5 years or so. Like right around like the second and a half year was when it was like really, really fucking bad, because it was like I was working at their hotel that we had just bought, and they didn't have anyone to manage it at all. It was like post-COVID, you know, post like current COVID like challenges and everything of that nature for hiring and keeping people at work and shit like that. So, I was managing it, and I was having to cover a lot of shifts, but I was also managing one of our smoke shops that we used to manage as well. That was in, you know, that was 40 miles away, 40 plus miles away or whatever. So it was needless to say, and also I was teetering on the being the only IT guy as well for the company too. So needless to say, it was a very, very busy time for us. Me specifically as well, but it was really, really stressful. So I've dealt with a lot of stressors, and that's like not even, you know, that's not even the icing on the cake when it comes to like shit that I've done for this company, because of like we're a small business and can't hire a fuck ton of people at the rate that other large corporations can. You know, same old type of stuff. So even though I'm an assistant operations manager, I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm the only IT guy, and I've never. The only people that I've ever managed are people that are not technically proficient. And like systems and stuff that I've managed have never been something that's like purely my responsibility. It's always been like a co-managed type experience. So, and on top of that, we do things over in our company. We do a lot of things that are kind of like archaic forms of security / product acquisition when it comes to like hardware and software and like managing of all that stuff. And I've talked about it with them before over the past 5 years, and I was like, you know, we should probably be doing this stuff, and it's always been like no, it's like too expensive, or like that's too much, we're not that big type of stuff. This year we made like a really strong push to like move into like a corporate style, more of a corporate style, since we were, you know, committing to car washes and we were committing to pickleball kingdoms at the time. So, you know, we were really making a push towards corporate and stuff. So I was like, okay, I was on medication. I just started my medication, so my mind was much, clearer. I'm able to focus a lot more. So I was like, okay, I'll take this time to reevaluate our hardware tech stack, our software tech stack, and really push for a bigger initiative when it comes to our IT processes and stuff. We are almost at 350 already. That's insane. Races fork. I can drive a forklift. I am forklift certified. We are not allowed to race the fork. We only have one forklift, but racing forklifts is dangerous. As someone who is forklift certified, I will tell you it is pretty dangerous, but it is funny as fuck. I won't lie to you. It's pretty fun. So I took several months to basically generate a proposal to centralize our IT department because, step one, centralize our IT department because I'm the only IT guy specifically, but we have two other web development guys that are not a part of my department for some reason, and they've kept it that way since it originally wasn't that way, and then they split it for some reason without without properly explaining why they wanted to do it. A couple of years ago, and they've just kind of left it like that, and it doesn't really make sense given that how closely me and the devs kind of work together. So, with all that being said, I made a presentation that was, I was going to centralize the IT department, and it was going to be under me, and I was going to be managing tech stack across the board, software and hardware, and I was also going to be managing the workflows necessary for the development department and overseeing things that needed to be done, looked at, optimized, stuff of that nature. Within this presentation, I made it was a 10-slide thing because I didn't want it to be that large, and I made a couple of packet deliverables showing how much money we lose, situations that I've come across where our tech stack specifically causes issues that I've had to try to resolve and not really being able to resolve, and we have to do final solutions resetting things in general, or problems, tickets tickets where I get sent out to a location and because of lack of documentation and oversight from an IT perspective, and lack of being allowed to is really the kicker there. There was a problem that could have fixed in a day or two that ended up taking a week because of terrible chain of command when it came to who was the person that we should be calling when something happens, as well as just lack of documentation on hardware on what it does, where it is, who it belongs to, where did we buy it from, if we're leasing it or not, stuff of that nature. Lack of tracking of static IP addresses, all that fun networking stuff. So, I had I had calculated rough estimates. Most of the numbers were spot on digits, but some rough estimates on how much money I could end up saving them given the switch. It was very, very comprehensive and very, very high level. I was very, very, very proud of myself. Well, I submitted that and presented to them that at the end of October, no, middle of October, sorry. I presented it to our CEO, our COO, and then some guy at the time, some guy that I didn't know really who he was. He was just kind of invited, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not, I was like, I didn't print anything out for you because I didn't know you were going to be here, but okay, that's fine. So I did my presentation. It went flawlessly. There was some kickback, as it normally would be, but the kickback was kind of dumb in my opinion because, so couple of the key points were basically as follows. I told him that, we're brushing up on passing our industry standard when it comes to refreshing our equipment. And what I mean by that is laptop, everyday use equipment when it comes to laptops, computers. Ooh, I almost fell. We don't have a server, so we don't use that. But printers don't really fall in this category, but everyday use stuff that computers and stuff really aren't designed to last past 5 years. Just because technology moves really, really quickly. Like, you can buy things that are going to last you that long, but when you're talking about from a corporate standpoint, typically larger corporations and corporations even our size do a refresh of their equipment every 3 to 5 years. They have an IT cycle to a certain degree, and like every 3 to 5 years, they're like, okay, uh, you know, this equipment is this old, and we need to replace it. So that was one of the major points that I had, was that, my laptop, I've had it since I was employed. It's 5 years old. I've got issues that cannot be fixed unless I were to take it apart and apply a new CPU to it, which is just as expensive as buying a new PC. So I recommended that we go and do a 3 to 5 year approach with our vendor, which was Dell. Well, it still is Dell. And I recommended, more of a hybrid approach instead of just using laptops all the time. Doing a hybrid approach of office employees do a desktop, because A, it's cheaper, B, it's modular, and C, the lack of the wear and tear is significantly less, because you're not obviously opening and closing it, carrying around with you, so on and so forth. And then another thing that I wanted to push for, and made a major push for, was like higher levels of security, because we don't use anything. If anyone knows what Active Directory is, you probably do know what it is. Like, you probably interacted with it, you just don't realize that you have, because it's in a lot of places. But just think of it as a way to track, monitor, and allow access and security for a myriad of different, or a flight of different devices and stuff. It's made by Microsoft, okay? It's industry standard. Every fucking... Oh, no! Fuck! I will wait. I will wait for ads. I will wait for ads. Just let me know where I left off. Damn. Oops. Oh, it's still got my counter. That's cool. Oh, fuck. I don't want to keep telling the story if the people with their empty teacups aren't here. I'm almost at 400 fucking things here while you're doing this. Stuck fast. It is a thing. You can do that. It's just, you just don't. I can do it. I don't want to, but the motherboards in Dell, I don't know if you can hear me or not. The motherboards in Dells, you can replace the CPU. You have to be careful, obviously, but I'm fairly certain that the model that we have, that we bought, I should be able to replace the CPU in it. But I mean, if you're right, absolute worst case scenario, I'm placing a motherboard, and that's also just as fucking bad as buying a new laptop. So still ads, yeah. God bless America. Almost at 400. Oh, I don't think I pulled an... Man, I forgot to pay attention if I was going to get if I had an alpha at 350. I don't remember. Yeah, you're not it. My heart sank a little bit because I looked away from the screen, and then I looked back up, and, it's doing the whole dawn thing. Or not dawn, but the whole, like, afternoon thing. And I was like, shit. Is that really a shiny right now? It's going to be apparent when the shiny shows up, I know. Are you guys still in Adland? I can't tell. My Twitch isn't telling me that you guys are. That's 400. Yeah, Yeah, not adding one, replacing it. I'm fairly certain that the model that we have from Dell, um, I mean, I've taken it apart plenty of times. Each one of the models that we have, I'm fairly certain that that one technically allows for us to do it. And by technically, I mean that like, of course you can remove the CPU from the motherboard, and as long as you know what you're doing, you're not gonna break anything. But I would much rather prefer not to. So to speak. And even if you are correct in the fact that like none of them do that, it's obvious. This isn't something that I specifically looked at and like tested, so to speak. It needs a new CPU because slash motherboard. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but my heatsink and my fan are working fine, but it's my CPU is still overheating, so I'm fairly certain it's due to age. But across the board rather than it being age on the fan and stuff, just because I've tried different parts in general that were working fine and it still was overheating. So I'm confident that it's CPU issue. But anyway, but yeah, no, like that was one of the things that I kind of mentioned was that like a lot of our devices now were they're getting to that 3 to 5 year mark, and before we even reach that 3 to 5 year mark, I've had to replace several hinges due to wear and tear. Um, that's cost us like time, lack of it's cost us time when it comes to shipping, buying the parts, finding the parts, replacing the parts. It's cost us time when it comes to getting the end user a new laptop. It's cost us productivity for all of that stuff. Not to mention that it's expensive now because the laptop models that we use are outdated. So what a hinge that would cost us $8 to buy and $4 to ship is now costing us like $30 because it's scarcity. I had to buy 5 of every part just so that I could make sure that I could be able to replace some later down the line, because I wasn't sure about whether or not my the people in charge with the pocketbook were going to be, or were going to replace the laptops in general the next time it breaks. So that was one pitch that I had, and then the other pitch that was important was higher levels of security through Active Directory and stuff of that nature, right? So some of the kickback was kind of dumb in that this is coming from the CEO, which I respect the man for being able to manage the businesses that he manages, but I do not respect the man in the realms of like the lack of trust that he has in paid professionals that he has paid for. It's not there. We don't have any desktops. That's the 3 to 5 years for a desktop is very soon. 3 to 5 years for a laptop is not very soon. Not for a lower end laptop, because the laptops that I was talking about replacing weren't top of the line when we bought them, and we bought them in 2020. Matter of fact, they were cycling out. They started to cycle out that model in either 2021 or 2022. So we bought them with the price point being relatively cheap. 3 to 5 years, like I said, 3 to 5 years for laptops is typically not. According to my research, what I did is about average. 5 is budget conscious cycles. 3 is the average most of the time. 3 to 4 is more or less the average. And we do this at the hotel all the time. Every 4 years, because we have IHG hotels, which are Holiday Inns. Every 4 years, we have to do a technology refresh. So an HP person will come in and take out all of the lease HP equipment, that includes the server, and replace that for us, and it'll take a full day to do so. But that was my point. You made my point exactly. Like 3 to 5 years is pretty soon to be spending. Oh, it's raining. No, it's just foggy. JK. No, it's not foggy. My screen's just a different color, and I was looking at it. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, 3 to 5 years is like not that much time at all, and doesn't seem like you want to overhaul your entire fleet of technology every 3 to 5 years, which is why I was recommending that we go for a hybrid approach. where we get desktops, and you know, if we buy those desktops through Dell, not only does it reduce the wear and tear, but it also allows for parts to be replaced if they go bad or anything of that nature much easier than a laptop would be able to. Much easier than a laptop would be able to, much less frequently, and much cheaper. Because laptops and laptop parts are just fucking suck. Okay, I don't like working on laptops. I will if I have to, but like, it's just not fun. Everything is tinier than what I want it to be. But one of his kickbacks was just really dumb because he was like, yeah, I've only ever had 2 laptops since I've been working, and I've never had any hardware or software issues ever. So he's like, I think that, like, to your point, like, I understand what you're going after. But I think it's more of a people taking care of their equipment issue more so than, like, timing out issue. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit more backstory because it seems like he might have a point, right? But he doesn't. The reason why he doesn't have a point is because he doesn't even buy the same laptop brand that we do, okay? I don't like Dell laptops because they're basically made to break, okay? Not to shit talk Dell, okay? But the money that they sink into stuff isn't in their laptops. The money that they sink into stuff is their desktops. That's what they truly care about. They put their time and energy into desktops. Okay? But my thing is that, like, he's buying an HP laptop, which, in my opinion, and from my experience, HP laptops are the ones that last you the longest and stay and do the best work over time. But not only is he buying a completely separate brand, he's also buying state-of-the-art laptops when he buys them because he's the CEO and he could just do that, right? Not only that, right, but the things that he's doing aren't anywhere near as intensive because he's a CEO. He doesn't have to do anything intensive or store anything like anything tremendous. Not to mention, what was it? Yeah, price point, branding is different, things that he's doing is fundamentally different, and then also, if we use just a little bit more logic and a little bit more thought on this, right? He is one person, and the rest of the company is minimum 30 other people. Your pool for error is much larger than you. You are one out of 30 people. Realistically, you're the minority, and the proof in that is the fact that of, like, how many hinges, like I said, how many hinges I've had to fucking replace out of these laptops, and how many memory issues I've had out of these laptops because of how old they are. It's like, he said that to me, and I had to blink I blinked a couple times, and I'm like, no, like, I had to think for it. I'm like, that, like, his anecdote isn't that relevant to what it is that I'm talking about. Like, I understand he might not want to spend the money on it, but I'm telling him, like, yeah, no, it's a shitty computer problem. That's what I'm saying. Like we didn't buy good computers. And if we're going to keep, we didn't buy good computers in general, right? Because, like I said, they were cycling out when we were buying them in general. They were cycling out, 1. 2, like I said, inferior laptop company. Oops, I'm playing with one hand. Inferior laptop company, in my opinion. I love working with Dell. They're, like, nicest people ever. I've had to change a lot of reps ever since I took over the account, as far as the main contact is concerned. But every single rep has been dope. It's been dope as hell. But I mean, we could be spending. I don't even know what model he's on right now. Because it's not, he's the CEO, so he doesn't have to be. But it's, like, not properly tracked. Because, God forbid my company wants to do something that's efficient or smart in any capacity. But it's, I mean, every HP that I've seen him have, it's like, 32 gigabytes of RAM, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like big chilling. Like several, $2,000 for a laptop, and then for our laptops he's spending, he's spending $1,000 if we're lucky, type of deal. And these are like business class laptops. Yeah, exactly. Bing chilling. He's just sitting there leaning back on that fucking, with that Dell or whatever. But like, it's fine. I get it. Like, he can only operate. I get it. He's a CEO. He's not supposed to think about things from a perspective of like, okay, technological expertise. And he didn't do the research or anything of that nature. He's speaking from, how he feels about things and what he thinks about things, right? And I was like, yeah, no, I totally understand where you're coming from. I would disagree that it's a taking care of issue, because we've only ever had one end user fuck up their laptop because of misuse. And it wasn't because they were like yeeting the poor thing. It was simply because they were a little bit paranoid, and they put they're one of those people that like thinks the government's watching them through the cameras and stuff. So they had like a band-aid over their camera on their phone, and like they put a little bejeweled sticker, because they like bejeweled stuff. They put a little bejeweled sticker on the laptop webcam, and then they closed the laptop, so it shattered the screen. So that was a whole screen replacement, because LCDs, they don't just, they're not cheap, and you can't just fix those once you break them like that. So, but that was the only instance in which it was like, okay, this was like end user misuse. Every other time it's been like, this is wear and tear, and I've had to replace it. And I can't tell you how many tickets and how many replacements I've had to do over the course of like 3 years. Mind you, I've been working for them for 5 years. We bought those laptops my first year / subsequent years as we hired more and more people, and I've had more than half of the fleet I've had to replace hinges out of, including my own laptop. It's not that we have to buy Dell laptops, it's that they're the cheapest. That's really the thing here. And the other thing is that I left it open. I was like, hey, here's my quotes from Dell. I was like, because we already work with Dell, here's my quotes, but like, I am perfectly fine with going ahead, and like, that was one of the subjects of the presentation, was that like, I want to be in charge of also acquisition when it comes to like vendors and stuff. Because like, I already work with Dell. Anytime you guys want to buy like, computers, or if you guys want to look into getting a server or anything like that, because that happened once on 2023, and then Royal looked at the price tag, and I was like, we could do it if you want to, and I can like, and I had never worked with a server before at that time frame. Well, I still haven't, but like, I had never worked with a server. Well, that's a lie. I had worked with a server before, just not one with administrative privileges. And I was like, I could do the research and prep before I get it, but I was like, I just don't think we need it for this price point. I was like, we're not that large. I think we should revisit it in like a couple of years if we expand at the rate that we think we're going to expand, but like not right now. And he agreed, because it was like $1,500 minimum for like for the server, and I was like, I don't even know where we're going to put this bad boy, because we were still doing construction stuff. I was like, nah, I don't think we should. But I was like, but we were going through Dell for all that kind of stuff. But no, it's Dell's the cheapest, which is why we buy from Dell. That's pretty much the answer. Now, the executives, the chiefs, they don't get Dell computers. So the president, who I was supposed to present to, I didn't get to present to him because he was busy the day that we planned it. But the president of the management company, he has an HP that they bought him. The CEO has an HP. The office administrator, I think, is her title. It's the CEO's wife. She has an HP. And my boss, the COO, has an HP laptop, and everyone else has a Dell. And the Dell is, like I said, significantly cheaper than the HPs that they have. And marketing has HPs too, and that's because we had to we had to break it down to them one year where we were like, yeah, no, these Dells that you have, not only are the integrated graphics cards ass cheeks, so trying to run any Adobe product is going to be like impossible. But we're rocking out with 8 GB of RAM. Can we just not? Like, can we're gonna have to get them something different. Um, so, you know, but my web development team, they have Dells that with like, I don't even know if they have 16 gigabytes of RAM in there. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, one of them doesn't. I know for a fact, but the other one I think does. Um, and they're doing intensive stuff. Obviously, developing is not something that is for your standard computer. I mean, you could do it on your standard computer, but at the level that they're doing it, they need something. They need a little gas. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, like I said, but I mean, it's also like we bought these computers before the i9 was popular or like being really manufactured. So like now we're like several things into the i9. um, but anyway, so like I said, it was like some reasonable kickback from a CEO that doesn't think technically, but at the same time, it's like I'm presenting this stuff to you, and like nothing that you've said has refuted anything that I just gave to you, right? Like you've came up with one instance in which there was a time in which there was neglect, and we ended up replacing her laptop anyway, like giving her another one anyway, because she had complained about um I think she complained about weight and the speed of her laptop a year or two ago. So like we gave her a replacement. I don't want to talk about that. That was an accident. Um, we'd given her a replacement because she asked for one and was complaining about it enough. So whatever. Um, but oh oh yeah, and then like the other reason why I wanted to do the Active Directory stuff and like moving to processor, i9 processor. Um, yeah, because some of the fleet is still running off of i5s, which are old to say the least. Most of them are on i7s, which is like fine, perfectly fine for what we do for the most part. But some of them are running i5s, and it fucking shows. But no, the other reason why I wanted the full Active Directory, which is called Entra ID and Intune now, but the other reason why I wanted Active Directory, and I'm gonna give this Dratini I'm gonna give it like 40 more tries, and then we're gonna move on to like something different. Uh, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's like we use OneDrive to like store. No, we don't need i9s. I wouldn't say that everyone needs an i9. I'm just saying that like it goes i5, i7, i9, right? And none of our fleet should be at i5s. Absolutely none of us. It just doesn't make any sense. We're asking for productivity. We're asking to replace that laptop slash that motherboard slash that CPU if we're buying an i5 or trying to use an i5 and expect high levels of productivity from said employee. In my opinion, i5s are just not only are they not fun to work with, for the most part. Like obviously, it depends on other things other than it just being an i5 and an i7. But like I said, these i5s were bought in 2020, so like they are i5s that are lower scale i5s compared to today's time. Welcome back, Alcade. Um, but yeah, no, I'm still ranting, by the way. So I'm still storytelling, but so like we have OneDrive, but the way that they do it is adverse to the way that any business would ever want to do it at all. It's cheaper, but it's adverse to it. So we use like family OneDrive. So they pay for family OneDrives, and if you don't know how that works, basically, it's designed for obviously 6 people families, and everyone kind of shares. Everyone within that family shares their storage space and their Microsoft access and everything like that. And it's way cheaper. I think they pay $150 per family. So every 6 users, they're paying $150 a year for Microsoft Access for basic Microsoft Office Suite and OneDrive Access a terabyte, I think, per user. Okay, so it's like a bunch of storage, more than we'll ever need or anything of that nature. But you know, like I said, we have like 30 employees, so we're paying, you know, we're paying. Let's see, like a grand or so. No, it's like almost about a grand in a year for our Microsoft Office access, which is a fucking steal. But the main problem that I have with that is, one, we're missing out on a lot of business. Not only are we missing the business class version of all of those Microsoft Office stuff, but we're also missing business class Microsoft stuff that come with business users, like SharePoint and business class OneDrive and obviously Intra ID and everything, and Active Directory and Microsoft dashboards and stuff of that nature. Power BI, a bunch of stuff that like we would love to use as a company that like we just can't use because we're paying for Microsoft Family. And then on top of that, on top of lack of functionality, we also have this unfixable problem that exists with Microsoft Families, where because we're sharing data / files between families and stuff, it gets to a certain point where rejecting users from having access to stuff or copying our files or keeping our company data is not a thing that we can do because they're treated as family members. Not something we can do effectively, right? And then also, when it comes to security across the board, oh yeah, like well, not security, but when it comes to data across the board, there's a unfixable problem where like OneDrive files can't be accessed on a local machine, and Microsoft has no intention of fixing it for Microsoft Families because it only occurs when you basically abuse the Microsoft Family system. So they're not going to fix it. They're not trying to fix it. And I did like weeks of research trying to figure out if anybody at all had like any luck trying to fix it. It was no luck, unfortunately, of course, but they fixed it in the business class like within a week of it being reported. No, it's not shiny. Okay. So, and that's been an unfixable problem that they've been like upset about, and I told them how to fix it the first time, and they've been like, nah, we don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay. So when I represented it with all these problems / functionality and all that stuff, and they just like were not okay with it to a certain degree. Okay. But they were like, yeah, Mike, you know, the CEO was like, you know, give me a couple weeks, I'll think about it, you know, reach back out to me in a couple of weeks, and we'll see where we are. And I was like, okay, cool. So, flash forward. No, we're in fucking Adland, aren't we? God damn it. I'm oxidizing. Core Ultra is not just as annoying. For writing erotica is crazy. That is fucking insane. I didn't even realize that is what this man said. That is fucking hilarious. The only good use. Let me know. Oh, no, wait. I can snooze it. You guys aren't in that line yet. Okay, cool. I'll snooze it. Okay. But anyway, so, you know, I give it 2 weeks. Tell me why. Okay, tell me why. You remember the beginning of the story when I was like this random person? He's not random, but, you know, I've seen him before, but, like, I've never understood his job position. And when I asked my boss, my COO, he was like, yeah, he's like one of my assistants, basically. So, like, I know part of my title is being the assistant to the COO as well. That's why the / assistant operations manager exists. So I was like, oh, okay, so he's just getting another assistant. Cool, whatever, you know. It makes sense why he was in there, because he was, you know, they just came from a meeting. Well, I was fucking wrong, because, I fucking threw my Pokeball again. I don't want to talk about it. I was fucking wrong, because a week goes by. This is before the 2 weeks, right? So it's like 1 week goes by after the presentation, and I see a little message from one of the web developers in the web developer chat that I have access to. That's asking one of our remote web developers that they're like, hey, do you have time for like a 2 to 3 hour meeting so that we can catch up this person on all of the projects that we've been working on slash have finished or whatever. Roy, I almost used their name. The COO said that this person is going to be assisting with managing the development department. And I was like, you motherfuckers. Not only did you not have the audacity, not only did you have the audacity to try and do this shit without talking to me about it, not talking to me about it, not from the perspective of like, you should talk to me about things before you make a decision. No, it's like, you knew about this presentation that I was putting together and gonna present to you a month before you guys made this, before you made this decision and announced it to the team that's doing this thing. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like I'm not getting replaced because for a complex amount of reasons. I've been assured by the COO, president, in multiple different instances that my job will always be here, whatever that may be, and I'll always have a job there. So I won't be getting replaced, but like I said, my presentation was about centralizing the IT department under me. So the web development department wouldn't be just the web development department. It would be the web development department. It would be the IT department, and it would be separated into support, hardware acquisition. And that's the thing. I don't even think they had him for real hired like that. It's the problem. But this is my third attempt to talk to them and be like, we're gonna do something else. This is my third attempt to talk to them in a professional manner and tell them, hey, tell them after me being hired and stuff that hey, I not only in my interview did I tell you that by the time I'm 27, I want to be the head of the IT department somewhere, and you've worked really hard to try and retain me, so to speak. Not only have I communicated this on a variety of instances, the only reason I'm not doing ranked yet is because I want to level up Tyrantrum and Garbodor, get some more Pokedex entries and stuff. No ads, but because I told them in the interview, I was like, hey, this is what I want to, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do. And they were like, yeah, no, we love to see, the initiative. Because I think the question was where do you see yourself in X amount of years or whatever. And I was like, yeah, this is where I see myself, this is what I want to do, these are my goals or whatever, and that's never changed. Every time they've ever asked me or talked to me about it, I'm like, no, that's exactly what I want to do, and that hasn't changed, and it never will change. IT is my, outside of music, it's my second passion, and I always want to be, I always want to exist around it. I'm cheating a little bit with my levels and stuff, but so I mean, this is my third, like I said, this is my third attempt in 2 years where I've been like, hey, I want to be the, IT director. I didn't even say, the first 2 times it wasn't even explicit, I want to be the IT director. The first 2 times it was very explicitly, I want to take on more responsibility in the IT setting. I don't like not having as much responsibility as I could. And I don't like seeing the trajectory that we're going towards of lack of, just lack of stuff really, lack of progression in the IT world. We're just we're acting like we're a cost center, like the IT department is a cost center, and that's not what we are. I was like, the IT department, even if it is one person, should be a strategic partner for the betterment of the company. And I can't do that if I'm limited in the amount of things that I'm able to interact with. Who the fuck died? Oh, it was Parish Song. This is a mistake, is what this is. I'm making a mistake. But all that stuff to say, I mean, so I sent them an email at the 2-week mark. I'm gonna switch out. I just wanted him to start the battle. I sent him an email at the 2-week mark and was, you know, basically modified it a little bit because it was originally just going to be like a, hey, where are we at? But I modified it and basically was like, you know, I'd like to know what, you know, what we're thinking as far as, you know, what we're thinking as far as leadership, as well as those, you know, what do you think about like the points that I made and what we thought about or whatever. And then the COO is like, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter or whatever, you know. It's, you know, this is not necessarily, I didn't put like a sense of urgency per se, but I was like, you know, this is, you know, obviously this is important. It's a very professional setting, so it's like, answer, you bitches, you know, low key, in the most professional way possible. Answer. Oh shit. God damn it. Okay. But, so, the COO, he comes into my office to have a conversation with me. Oh, fuck. To have a conversation with me about this stuff. Have a conversation with me about it rather than, replying to it in an email, which I'm not going to let fly. But basically he's, you know, he's like, I liked everything that you presented, but, you know, you still didn't convince me, so I need more of like stuff in general, and he's just basically more about cost stuff. So I'm just gonna have to run. I'm gonna run some more numbers or whatever. But what card you give me? Land hits with Mega Evolved Pokemon. You best believe. Loser. You don't see me. You just don't, bro. Get him. Mink, mink. Okay. But, shit's, oh my god. It grinds my gears thinking about it now. Still. But, yeah, so I'm sitting here fucking, you know, I sent him I sent him this email and I'm like, okay, buddy. I let a couple of days, I sent him a message basically, and I'm like, okay, everything, at the very end of the day, I'm like, hey, everything that you talked to me about in the office, you know, can I get that in writing, please, basically, you know, reply back to this email so that I have it in the thread, so that, you know, basically I have a paper trail for this stuff, but like also, so it's easier to manage it if I've got it in a email. I can reference the points, like, I can see where you've answered me point by point. But, you know, during that conversation, he didn't answer a single thing about, the leadership stuff. So I'm like, okay, little motherfucker, you're trying to weasel your way out of it. So, you know, I replied back to the email, day before yesterday, and was like, hey, just as a follow-up, can you, I know we had a conversation on, I know we had a conversation earlier or last week. If you could follow, follow up on the email thread, that'd be great, just so that I can keep a track or whatever, right? I could have Thunderfanged, it would have been faster. But, it just grinds my gears. That's gonna suck dick. That's fine with me. But yeah, I beyond annoyed, to say the least, about all this stuff. So now I'm like stuck in this weird position where I'm like on my way out the door, basically looking for other jobs heavily, instead of just like kinda doing it because it's good to do. You know what I'm saying? Just because of like they're putting me in this position where it's like I'm asking them explicitly for what I want, and they're just like giving me like soft nose and trying to stave it off, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with a company who just wants to, doesn't want to give me explicit answers. It'd be one thing, bro. It'd be one thing if I fucking. Oh, I gotta evolve. Hold on. Can't talk shit about while Taylor Swift's evoing. I gotta hydrate too. I forgot to do that. I like that shiny a lot, actually. I think Garbodor has a really cool shiny. I like that. But yeah, it's like, I'm just gonna have to. Oh, what the fuck? How the fuck you see me? Attack! I mean, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to like go somewhere else because it's just not worth the hassle in my opinion. Yeah, I don't. It's just funky, and I don't like the behavior that they're exhibiting. Like, I get it. I'll always have a job here, and that job will always be whatever it is that you tell me to do because they're like hyper control freaks in that realm. But I'm fine with if they don't think that I'm capable of managing the IT department, whatever that means, and whatever it is that I wanted to lay out. I'm fine if that's the case. I just want them to explicitly tell me that that's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm missing qualifications or something like that, that's a conversation that we have. Because one of the times where I was like, hey, I want more work to do in the IT variety. What is it that where do you guys see where do you guys see the holes? Because I'm not involved in so much of the decision-making stuff, I got some things, but we almost immediately cycled them out because we just didn't want to use them anymore. That pissed me off to think about, too, because I'd spent so much time basically learning how to be a data analyst so that I could use software like Power BI for us to end up just, like, not using it. Shit's annoying. Ambush. But, no, not switching. Or I guess I am switching, actually. Get that Garbodor out. Gunk shot that nigga! Boink. Oh, I didn't get gunk shot in enough time. I didn't want to do that. Oh, wait. He's gonna die anyway. Poison. But yeah, I've had conversations with them before, explicitly communicating that, like, I'll take on more work, I'll get whatever certifications that you want me to get, I'll get whatever, if going back to school is what it is that I'm doing, that you want me to do, I can do that. And they were like, no, we don't want you to do any of that. Just learn how to use, this software or whatever, and that should be fine. And I was like, okay, I guess, or that'll be a start, so to speak. And like, I've never told this company no to anything that they've ever requested. It's just like, it's just frustrating. I just want them to, like I said, I just wanted them to explicitly tell me that, like, hey, we just don't think that you're a good fit to be a manager. And like, that tells me everything that I need to know necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. I get it. You don't think I have managerial qualities or anything like that. That's fine. Like, not everyone. It's not going to be that way. Not everyone's going to think that way about me, so to speak. But I do remember very explicitly being the manager of 2 different locations for a year and a half, and I did perfectly fine, if not more than perfectly fine, because people were explicitly saying or commenting on how well, how clean the hotel was, how well it was, ran and everything of that nature. We had the best scores for IHG when I was managing it. And then the moment that they tried to pull me out of it, or that they did pull me out of it, the scores fucking tanked for like 8 months. Because they were trying so hard to keep me away from it, so to speak. So it's like, yeah, but, I'm not a good manager and just not a good fit for it. Okay, cool, I get it. But, I mean, it'd be bullshit, like I said, from my... But I mean, having the explicit communication about it is what is what I would want, and them not giving it to me only pisses me off more, So, yeah. So we're now on a journey of finding a new job and gathering skills and stuff, and like mentally checking out from work and stuff. So it's what's gotta happen. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I need to figure out a way to get the cat to fucking play on that shit. Party for toxic work environments. I guess I said I was gonna do ranked, huh? I feel like I'm gonna get clapped though. Let me do this real quick. Wait, are the levels level 50 in unranked, or are they level 100? I can't remember. Because if they're level 50, then I'll go in with the team. Cold Blood! Dude, I fucking love it. Drax is so big, dude. Yeah. I would label my work environment as toxic. Like, on top of all the stuff. Did they reset my fucking thing? Why am I battling one stage Pokemon right now? When you did That's What She Said? I can find one. I can find a sound alert that's What She Said and add it. Hold on. I will do that right now, just for you fishes. I don't want this fucking carbo shit. I do want those. I don't need the change log. Drop whatever you're doing and hurry straight back to Hotel Z. Is this a... Oh no, we're gonna do rank stuff. Because I promised we'd do rank stuff. Oh shit. Add stuff? God damn it. Hang on. We're gonna wait for add stuff while I look for That's What She Said sound. Channel points. 20 of them things. There we go. That is now added. I understand. I understand. Join up with 3 other trainers in a frenetic free-for-all. There we go. You can switch your Pokemon up to 3 times. Think hard about... Oh, you can only switch Pokemon up to 3 times. The moment one of your Pokemon faints should be sent back to your starting point. When this happens, your Pokemon will be fully healed in the limit for how many times you can switch will be reset to 3. When you pick up a glowing item, its effects will instantly apply to your whole party of Pokemon. These items range of useful effects depending on their color. For example, they may recover your Pokemon's HP or grant temporary stat boosts. Okay. Too many Pokemon to participate under the current rules. Oh, I guess I can only have 3. Wait, can I like... Is everything going to be set to level 20? Or no? Can I not choose my... Man, fuck it. Because it won't let me swap from... It won't let me swap into my other thing. That's fine. Yeah, we got Canary music going. Besides, this doesn't seem like the type of workplace you... Yeah. No, I agree. The reason why I would go back to school would be to see... Basically, it's to check in to see if they wanted to grow and allow that growth to, like, exist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it basically gives me avenues to, like, move on. Easier avenues to move on with my life. Oh my god. Oh my god! It does reset to that level. I am being targeted. That's 1 point. Bitch, nigga. Ah! Oh! God damn it. Can I, like, change my perspective? Holy fuck. I tried to chaos the fuck out of that. Oh, 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 hold this flamethrower, bitch. No. Hold that. Yes! The power! The power! Come mine! Come mine, please! Be safe, be careful! Oh! Ah! Ah! Nah. Yeah, you thought, bitch. Damn. That nigga's tanky as fuck! What the hell? Swap! Swap! Damn it. What is this? Oh. That was a dumb mistake. Hey, you ain't gotta. Burn! Got one! No, oh, it was a trade. I think I'm at the bottom. I think I got fucked up that match, dude. That was fun. Oh, I'm not. Okay, cool. Are we tied? Nice. That was fun. That was nice, especially considering I didn't have... Okay. Okay, rank up! And then the Gradinchite. I would like to switch battle teams. I can't modify this team, and it pisses me off. I have to, like... Yeah, because it won't let me press the X button to switch to my, like, actual team. Also, it did set all my Pokemon to level 50. Which is great, because that means I get to do something, I get to do cool things. Like I get to run lasagna. So let's do, what do you guys think? What if I just did a team full of level 50 Slowpokes? You know how funny that'd be? It would never work, but should we put Jeanne d'Arc up in there? Or should we like, nah, we gotta put Jeanne d'Arc. We gotta put her on there. Can I change her items though? Or no? I don't think I can. Which is a little frustrating. Yeah. If I want to make edits to change titles. Oh. Oh, that's right. I can change those. Look at that. Yeah, let me get it. Why does it say I'm confusion? I don't have 5 shiny Pokemon. Yeah, I'm a tidy trainer. Let me go. I'm gonna go back for a second and cause like, let's see. I want to register. So this is stupid. I hate this actually. Hold on. So I have to pull these bitches out of the fucking thing, out of my party, to register them for a thing. I hate that. And I also need to change items to hold. Man, that Oblivion one that shit was not fun, okay? Do I have the thing? I don't. I do not. I do not. I'm a terrible player. Okay. What was the battle team? It was Jeanne d'Arc. Firecracker should have... Okay, we're gonna do a bunch of stuff to you. Is Spiky Shield good? Oh my god. Yeah, maybe we just... Jeanne d'Arc needs levels, because she doesn't have any of her good moves. What if we just, like, swap it to Jigology? Register that to the team instead. That looks good. We cover we cover ground weakness. We don't cover our rock weakness ever, but it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Toxic is probably bad. There are Metagrosses everywhere though, so it's kind of like, how much am I gonna actually be able to? Damn! Wait. T-Bolt's kind of a good coverage move. How? Cooldown time's like 12 seconds. It's just a mud shot, I guess. Then your moves are... What's your stats? 145, attack 147. Okay, so you could be either, actually. That's fine. You, on the other hand, I don't know if I want you to have... I think I want to give you Will-O-Wisp. And just have you be all around annoying. Like on top of your Mega. Open up that set. Open up the safe. Bitches got a lot to say. You guys remember that shit? If I made you cringe, I'm sorry. I made myself cringe, honestly. What do bottle caps do again? Does anyone know? Because I don't remember. I'm in the wrong fucking category. That's my problem. I was like, where the fuck are my Mega Stones? Sablonite. Ooh, Mega Sableye would be really fun to hunt as well. Yeah, we won't go Tyranitarite. Oh. So Team 1's there. Team 2's there. Team 3 will do Missy Elliott. We'll do Spicy. I'm trying to think of what I'm weak to. Flying is kind of buns to go against. Steel. Metagrosses are still kind of buns to go against with this form. I think Tyrantrum should be fine. Yeah, he should be fine. And then we just modify him a little bit, I think. So we give him, because I think he has EQ. He does. So I think Rock Slide still makes him flinch, right? Yeah. Thunderfang is such good coverage! Oh, Thunderfang is really, really good coverage. Yeah, but maybe we like... Yeah, maybe we Fire Fang though, because we're kind of scared of like Ice-type mons. Yeah, that's fine. So we register them like that. Open up the satchel. I Quick Claw Tyrantrum, new meta. Let's go. I'm down with it. I'm down to clown. Okay. Let's get back up in the gauntlet. Ba, 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 ba. Ba. Oh, it's waiting on me. I forget what level I need to get to be able to get Delphoxite. I think is it F? F is really high. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember. Oh. This is a cool arena. Having D-Dance would be nice. Ooh, yikes. This is not fun for us. Bro. Bro, I haven't gotten a single kill. I'm so depressed. Oh my god. Yeah, Mega Excadrill's ridiculously strong. I'm getting picked on though. I'm dead. God damn it, I should've just ran. 40 seconds? Ugh! God, that one was way worse than the first one. Oh, I still fucking came out on top? I must have got a double KO somewhere. I thought I was way behind. Dang. Alright, ranks. That's 3 of them. That's 4 of them. Nice. Rank S is pretty good. Yep, there's Delphox. Okay, cool. Come back, kid. Nice. Everyone's using, like... I'm surprised I won that. I really am. I think my chat's broken. Okay. That is enough for today. It is... Oh, let's do this mystery gift stuff, because I don't... Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Forgot about that event. Cool. Do you want to stop for now? Yes. And then check my titles because, of course, save your Lumios. How many times is many times? Oh, 20 times, dang. Okay. Wait, where's the, there it is, comeback kid. There we are. And then we will go back to our boxes. Put the squad back in. Sorry, Tide Pods, you're not actually the squad. There we go, Nox. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We're doing some more resets tomorrow. We got through 500 resets and still didn't get it, but hopefully we can get it next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, you have a good day. Bye.